Jai Sri Ram, friends. Welcome to Bharat Marg. Welcome, Vinay Ji. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Friends, today we are going to talk about Canada's most hated PM won't quit without a fight. Okay? Everybody wants him to get out. Okay? The liberals, the public of Canada, man, you name it. Vinayji will go through in detail. Everyone wants Justin Trudeau to get out, but he won't. He is having a tight grip on that chair along with his buddy. Okay, but let's talk about it. Before going further, friends, please make sure to subscribe the channel Bharat Marg and also press the notification bell to stay connected with us so that whenever we go live, you can come and join, comment, ask questions, and more. And also, friends, please make sure to like this video, comment on the video, share the video with as many people as you can. Okay, and let's reach out with the what we let's discuss about the things what the mainstream media won't. That's a goal. But anyway, friends, let's get started. Okay, but if you want our one dharmic message, make sure to send us a WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is given here. Do connect with us so that you can get our one dharmic message every day to stay connected to the roots of Sanatan Dharma. Okay, Vinay ji, huge loss for Justin Trudeau. Even the liberals now are saying, you know what, hey, you please get out, but he won't. What do you say?
Well, the first of all, thank you for inviting me to your channel. So the by-elections in Toronto in the St. Paul's riding took place just a few days ago, and well, initially I was kind of following up and keeping an eye on the development of that the election results.
Mm-hmm.
And funnily enough, the voting I think ended at around 9 p.m. And then the counting started, and and I was keeping tabs on it, and initially liberals were ahead of the conservative by the liberal candidate. I mean, by around 500 votes approximately. And then the liberals had kind of assumed because, okay, first of all, just to give you a quick background, the St. Paul's riding in Toronto is a liberal stronghold. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
they have always kept that particular riding, and I think they've retained it for quite a while actually. So there was pretty much a consensus among the liberals that liberals are going to keep that riding again. And when the initial results started coming out and liberals were leading, they kind of had assumed, and Trudeau basically went and pretty much must have gone to bed assuming, oh, it's all, everything is good, hunky dory. And in the middle of the night, when the counting was still going on, probably he's all, I mean, by himself, he's divorced, right? So somebody must have woken him up, his security or somebody, or somebody from the writing, the counting where the writing is, where the counting was going on. Somebody must have called him and woken him up, and this man must have woken up with a shock and said, "What? Liberals lost?" So that's pretty much what happened. So around somewhere in the middle of the night, around 4 a.m. actually, the results flipped, and Tories jumped into the lead, and they were leading with just 3 polls left to be counted. Okay, so the overall result was Conservative candidate Don Stewart won the by-elections in the St. Paul's riding with 42.1% of the vote, and his Liberal opponent Leslie Church received 40.5%. And in this context, I mean, it may seem, oh, it's only about 2% lead or something like that, but end of the day, it makes a significant impact on the future elections, the elections that are coming up next year. Okay, so keep in mind that Trudeau has kind of had has thrown his hat into the ring again, and he wants to contest again for the prime ministership, and for next year. And this man thinks that he can be a perpetual dictator, a fascist, or whatever you want to call it, and be a permanent Prime Minister of Canada, although his popularity rating has dwindled down to single digits almost, I should say. Okay. He's still in the teens, but I would probably say by the time the elections come around next year, his popularity would dwindle down to single digits. And there's a 20 to 25 points lead over him by the Conservatives, and NDP is actually in a poor third place. So obviously NDP doesn't even count. So he basically wants to be remarried to NDP, and they kind of want to somehow swing the elections and make it in their favor. And as you know, we all know that there was foreign interference and stuff like that, and we can talk about that.
Absolutely. If you can just come up a little bit, come up a little bit. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Vinay, what is the reason you think he has been doing so much of Muslim appeasement, bringing in refugees? So many things he has been doing. He has been allowing these guys to have a tent Palestinian protest inside the universities. You know, openly going on the roads, threatening the people. All these things he has been allowing. Then why he is not getting the votes?
Well,
Why
the
this vote bank is not coming out?
end of the day, you got to keep in mind that, yeah, there is a 4%, 4.1% of the population of Canada are Muslims, and about 3.8% or something like that is are Hindus, and about 3% or something are the Sikhs in Canada. And so he doesn't have any support from the minority Hindus, obviously, in this country. Very, very few people may vote for him. But what you got to understand is something called as swing votes. Okay. So what happens is, although Trudeau is, appeasing the Muslims, appeasing the Sikhs, appeasing the so-called Khalistanis, he is basically he has to understand that these votes get divided. Okay, not all Muslims are going to favor liberals. Okay, there are very intellectual community. Muslims are there are very significant population of the Muslims have come, not as refugees. You got to understand they've come as immigrants, and they kind of could vote for NDP, could vote for conservatives,
But,
and same
but
thing with Sikhs, same thing with other religions, right? So, and the white Caucasian community, which is the primary population of Canada, they are also not very, very, very happy with the liberals. So, and that's the reason. And St. John's, like the St. Paul's riding, that went for the elections recently, has a significant amount of white population, Caucasian population, and that's the reason you saw what happened, and they are not happy, and that's the reason the votes went the other way. And as a result, I mean, you cannot rely on this religious aspect to kind of garner votes. Okay, you got to understand that there is a legitimate way of doing things and way of getting elected, which is show us what you've done in the last few years that you've been in power, and show us what you want to do to Canada and to the people of Canada in the next 5 years or 4 years or whatever. So, and Mr. Trudeau has no agenda. He has absolutely no agenda. He has zero agenda. as far as showing what he wants to do to Canada and to the Canadians during the next 4 years. And neither does he have anything that he has accomplished in the last 4 years. So this man has a zero slate. And when you go with a zero slate, people are very, 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 apprehensive about this man, whether he's going to be, the leader that they want to elect, or is he the person who is going to be the former, prime minister or former MP or whatever. And that's pretty much where it's heading, because he has got absolutely no vision for
But
Canadians and
but
Canada.
Vinay ji, why it's not working? I just want to. I'm curious to ask. He is paying money because see, majority Canada is one of the largest homeless population living country. Okay, let's face it. Okay, in the world, largest home. Many people don't know. Okay, largest homeless people living country in the world. Okay, having said that, he is giving grocery rebate. He is targeting the lower end of the spectrum, isn't it? Grocery rebate, carbon tax rebate, and now the increase in the child care benefit, and also what you call the mortgage rate is dropping. So why these things? People understand it's a gimmicks or what? Why it's not helping it?
No, the thing is, end of the day, right? This is called what is called as last minute bribery. Okay, he is bribing the general population of Canada to vote for the Liberals, and but it did not work in St. Paul's. Okay, so the general consensus among the Canadians is this man is now useless. He is married to a party that is led by a kind of a terrorist supporter, and he is led by a party, or he's supported by a party that's NDP. I'm talking about, which is led by a terrorist supporter and terrorist kind of sympathizer, I should say. And and he brought in a 1 minute silence into the parliament for a person who was killed in BC. And what is this person? He's a terrorist, a known terrorist of the Khalistani Tiger Force, Niger. And then the other thing was, this guy came in illegally to Canada, and he made several attempts to become a Canadian citizen, but the Canadian government actually rejected him. And this man was actually put by the CSIS and the RCMP on a no-fly list, which means this Niger guy was not allowed to fly out of Canada. Okay, and his bank accounts were frozen. And why? Because this guy was a terrorist supporter. He was part of the Khalistani Tiger Force.
Uh,
And
you know,
despite all of that, just because he died, and just because NDP asked Trudeau to do this, he basically observed 1 minute silence in the parliament for whom? For a person like this? For a trash? Like, come on. So this is what is
Come
going
on,
on in Canada.
you cannot say, please, you don't use those kind of words. He has been a president of, Guru Nanak Gurudwara in Saray,
What
by
does
being
what
a
does that got
humble.
to do with anything for the public service? He's
Yes.
actually a person who has openly wielded an AK-47. I'm not even sure where he got the AK-47 from, in Canada especially, when the AK-47s are generally for the use of the armed forces. Okay, and the funny thing was, the police, the RCMP, and all of them, just before he died, apparently they used to come to his house and question him, pull him outside of the house and question him, because he was on the no-fly list, because he was part of the his bank accounts were frozen. He was constantly interrogated by the police. They were constantly keeping an eye on him to make sure that he doesn't engage in any terrorism or terrorist activities in Canada. And his son, Niger's son, is now saying, oh, no, no, the reason the police used to come and talk to my father was because they wanted to inform my father that your life is in danger, and blah, blah, blah. So this is the way that the whole narrative
But
is pushed.
you cannot blame Trudeau for it. Okay, let me say you why. Okay, 1 minute silence. So it's not only he did for Niger. He did even bring the NASA. I mean, the what do you call that? Nazi person, you know, on the in the parliament and honored him, isn't it? Okay. See here. There is a. This is this is a good one. Please see this. Okay, please, this is address this to Mary. Okay, I am 70 years old, born Canadian. Trudeau has done nothing to enrich this country. He has totally messed up immigration by not preparing the country for the amount of people he allowed and the quality of
Absolutely.
the people too. It means, to be honest, Canada is the next, it's a Pakistan of the West.
Absolutely. I mean, like it's
It's an
the
amazing thing.
Canadian.
This nutshell gives you the why he lost big way. Please address this one directly.
No, the reputation of Canada was really up there. It was one of the topmost countries in the world with you know, like peaceful country, most developed country, and most developing country, and a lot of other things were, that's the way the Canadian and Canadian economy was, and Canada was. Unfortunately, what happened was, Trudeau came and he took over, just because the popularity of Stephen Harper reduced. And Stephen Harper, I'll tell you, even to this day, I'll tell you that he is one of the best, was one of the best prime ministers of Canada. And Trudeau
Mhm.
came in, and unfortunately, the whole narrative changed, and then he kind of started bringing refugees from all these war-torn countries, and they came with only one agenda, right? I mean, like, they were basically coming with the idea of spreading their own culture, their own religion in Canada. And Canada, was was a very kind of a was very naive, I should say, that to accept these people and assume that, oh, they're only bringing their own culture to kind of spread the culture in Canada, their, the multiculturalism and all that stuff. But end of the day, what happened was they started taking over, and the Canadian government had no a kind of a plan, an action plan to kind of settle these people in the country. The unfortunate part of this whole idea was, you bring in these people, you give them housing, you give them, some money for an X amount of time, and then after that, you just let them loose. But these people are coming with no English or French background. Okay, they cannot speak French, they cannot speak English, which are the two languages that are, the two official languages of Canada. And then they have no work skills because they come from a war-torn country. They probably have never gone to school, they've never worked in their life, because all through their life they've lived off of whatever little things that they could maybe sell, or beg, borrow, steal, whatever, right? So that's what there was going on. I mean, the thing that is, I mean, I'll tell you something, as a layman. If I were to have some say in this, when people come like this, they should actually be given a 1 year free training in a course of their choice. Okay, like, what is your background? Okay, do you want to go become a carpenter? Do you want to become a plumber? Do you want to become an electrician?
No, no. I just want to be in welfare.
Yeah, I mean, that's end of the day, that's what happened. Because ideally,
Come
the
on.
Canadian
Let's
government
do
should
the
have
easy
basically,
one.
no, the Canadian government should have given them a 1 year free apprentice training. Okay. Told them, hey, listen, you can do whatever you want. We will give you the free training. And then, you know what? We will also engage you with an employer who is part of the Canadian government program. And those people will be given, asked to give you some voluntary, like a semi-voluntary position, and you start working as a plumber, electrician, carpenter, whatever, right? And eventually you kind of get into the job market. But look at what is happening today. Have you ever gone to these major intersections, 401, 410, where you have exits, right? And
Hmm.
these people are standing and begging for money there, and
Hmm.
then the crime rate has gone up, car thefts have gone up. You just brought up a slide, and then
Hmm.
gang wars have started, and so much gun violence, and people are getting killed. And then the Trudeau government has the audacity to blame another government because somebody gets killed here because of gang war.
Essentially, all those things today, you cannot keep a good car outside your home. That's for sure. It's one of the very, very unsafe country. There is no question about it. And if you don't believe me on it, friends, Vinay ji, how do you see this? I have a question for you, final question. You please address these things. It's a little bit of longer question. That is, Toronto is dropping in the world listing of best places to live. Okay, number one, it dropped. Okay, it's gone. The way it goes, maybe Toronto University and Waterloo University, the quality is going to drop along with the Palestinian protest happening there. Okay, number three, the car theft, the world's highest car theft happens here. Maybe one or two car every 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We went through the data before. And break in, every day, 20 to 20 plus break in happens only in Brampton. I'm not talking about the Canada. Okay, let's and on top of it, the students also not coming today. The students who used to come here to study, which is a huge market for Canada, they don't prefer Canada because Canada is not safe. Okay, and everything you go to buy, because these guys have deal with all the grocery chains, like what happens with the Jagmeet Singh and his brother and all. you know Everything is expensive, you cannot buy today. you know so put these things together and give me your final word. Do you think he'll be there? Because he's holding tight to the chair, he don't want to go without a fight. What will happen next?
The I'll give you one answer for all your questions.
Hmm.
The main reason behind all of this are the policies of the Liberal government under the leadership of Trudeau.
Hmm.
Okay, and this is what is happening. He has no set vision, no set policies for immigrants, as Maria was asking earlier. So the answer to that is he has no vision or policies for the for the refugees coming in, or for the immigrants coming in. And then number two, your car theft, your crime rate, everything has gone up because he has no vision, he has no policies. Same answer. And thirdly, the Canada is not anymore a country, a popular country to live in. It's again the same thing. It's no vision, no policies for Canada, and we are just kind of on a status quo. We are literally the 15 or whatever, the 12 years or 14 years of Trudeau's government has basically put us on a standstill, I should say, and we have not progressed from where we were under Stephen Harper. Okay, and same thing with the reputation of the universities and why students are not coming anymore. There's been a huge drop in foreign students coming into Canada to pursue their education. The reason is the same thing, because no policies, no vision. So at the end of the day, this man has no more vision and no more policies. He's embroiled in his own personal issues. He got divorced because his wife realized that he has no vision and no policies for his own family. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's when basically they divorced. And there's a rumor that she's dating Idris Elba, one of the Hollywood actors. And those are the things, right? I mean, like, end of the day, when people see that happening, they move away from this person, and that's exactly what we need. We need a change in the leadership in Canada. We need a change in the prime minister. We need a change in the party in Canada, and the only way to do that is vote liberals out.
But I just want to say something, folks. What do you think? Do comment here, because I want to know. Do you think Justin Trudeau will quit because he's having a tight grip on the chair? And I don't think he's ready to go. Nobody can push him out. He is going to go down only with a fight. What do you think? Today, you don't need to know about the immigration mess. You go to the hospital, you find it. You mean no emergency, nothing. You are just on a line waiting for 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. So many things. But how do you think these things affect your voting? What do you think? Okay, do you think they will be beaten up badly, or they will this time NDA will be NDP will become a bigger partner to them? Okay, what do you think? Just let us know. And whose vote do you? Who are you supporting? Do let us know also. Thank you, Vinay Ji. Looking forward to talking to you again
Thank you.
very soon. Till then, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. Okay, and so exciting, friends. Canada is changing. Okay, what do you think? Let us know. Jai Sri Krishna.